the name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Gods, he knows no bounds. To attack Lady Vegelbud, heiress of such a prominent family.
Where is she? Tell me.
She resides in an estate beyond the city, north of Oxenford.
Gotta find her, now.
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my ass out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
Yes, good fellow? If it's work you seek.
Don't know that I'm all that good. Name's Geralt. Looking for Patricia Vegelbud. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now. I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
No time to explain. Trust me, please.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
A fire fit for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, uttered not a word on our way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room.
We need to hurry.
Hear that? Calm and quiet. All seems to be in order.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
Oh! He ran out the other door! Catch him!
Spread out! Murderer's still here! There he is! Get him!
I'll break your bones!
Halt! For I put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery! Taking you to the heiress!
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
Forgive me. I saw him running. Thought it was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once! Mother! Why did he do this to her? Why?
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire. Only thing that ties her to the other victims. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body. A note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that. And let her be the last victim. Please.
bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught. Here it is. Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name but the place too. Won't get away this time. Same wounds as the previous victims. Examination would be a waste of time. Gotta get to crippled Kate's, fast. Another empty formaldehyde bottle. Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
You mean me to grab another lass?
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
You, though? Whole town will hear you in a minute.
Yet again you disturb me, and I so dislike being disturbed. I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
What, no foreplay? No formaldehyde? Coals in my eye sockets?
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's. To sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know, but I see we must talk. Calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats even corpses with kid gloves.
The coroner. Said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to Warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day, procuring supplies. Formaldehyde. I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
Then you'll pay again. For her, for all the other women you've tortured. Come on, come closer. You're free now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If not for you. He asked if I did everything, and I said, for the right price, of course. And then he smiled. Oh, God, it gave me the shivers. And then he hit me. So hard I passed out. I was bound when I came to. And he was hitting the poker in the fire.
Calm down. He won't hurt you anymore. He won't hurt anyone. Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
What are you?
A vampire. Higher, of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
Tortured logic.
Yet logic, nonetheless. I'm glad you perceived that, at least. Fight fire with fire, as they say. Give a thought to my victims. A lecherous woodcarver who'd spend his last copper on whores. An old countess who defiled symbols of the faith. A Trebirates for whom nothing was sacred, nothing above ridicule. They did not deserve to live. But their deaths could be a lesson to others. Awaken them, scare them onto the correct path, the path to the fire, to cleansing, to salvation. For you, I'm afraid it's too late. You are a man of little faith. I sense this.
But I'm pretty good with a sword.
Pretty good. Might not cut it.
How's...
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. From me and Priscilla.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Brokilon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Yes, Geralt?
Found and killed the murderer. It was Hubert. You were right not to trust him. He was a higher vampire.
I thought nothing could surprise me in Novigrad. Seems I was wrong. Deeply wrong. Thank you, Geralt. Were it not for you, this would never have ceased.
Why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Because it suits Radovid. You've not heard the story? The rector wished to grant him an honorary doctorate. The faculty disagreed. Nonetheless, Radovid arrived for the ceremony, donned a gown, collected his diploma, and when it was over, imprisoned the deans and the entire academic senate so they wouldn't raise a stink.
I've been at Vilmerius Hospital ever since. But perhaps it's for the best. I'm far more adept, scalpel in hand, than I ever was behind a lectern.
Know another surgeon from Oxenford Academy. Her name's Shawnee. Know her? Red hair, cropped short, freckles.
And a hopeless idealist. Naturally, I know her. She was my assistant for a year.
Any idea where she is now?
My gut tells me she's somewhere along the front, patching up pikemen. I told her it would be futile. In the time she saved 100 lives, another 1,000 would be lost. But medics with a mission, you can't argue with them.
Hubert told me about your past, even more vivid than I'd assumed.
I've not time for riddles, Geralt. Be straight or be gone.
Any truth to his claim that people died during the riots at the university? Died for your cause?
I was young and stupid. I thought a better future was worth any price. Even a human life or two. But those are past sins. Sins I've atoned for.
Farewell. Now in his eye. Ought to use it.
As per the instructions of our supervisor, Stingard, we have conducted a series of studies on the genotype of the creatures commonly known as drowners. Sadly, administering a poison made of fugu fish induced a coma in all the specimens in the study. After 24 hours, the vital functions of all above mentioned specimens ceased, prohibiting us from continuing the study. Well, that's what generally would happen, right?
Strange.
Strange. Is that all you're going to say? Okay. Right, I've got a bit of a time between these testaments, jeez. I've got a bit of time between these treatments I have to administer to these stinking drowners. So as promised, I'm writing you the recipe for my famous spiced chicken and pumpkin stew. Okay, well, I don't think I care about that. Alright, so... Okay. Okay. Crossbow. Okay. I got one hit in, but suppose I'm alive and you're not. Laboratory key. Is that all there is? Ooh.
No good, no evil, only pain.
Oh look, it's Kian.
Any last words?
Oh, he just half bushed up, didn't he?
No good, no evil, only pain.
How long you gonna make me wait?
Nice. Wow. He became very, very evil, didn't he? Laboratory notebooks. Okay. Right, so you want, luckily the teleport to deposited us directly to my laboratory. It's good to be home. I've had grown sick to the gills of that leaky tub. Oh, so this is when they were on the ship, right, okay. So this is when it was on the ship, drugged Kaelin, and then brought them here. Up the storm I summoned smashed it into those craggy rocks of the grassy knoll shore. The experiments which my studies conducted on drowners, in my absence, did not yield the expected results. As usual, I must do everything myself. I will administer a brew of medicinal opium to the subject, this milk of the poppy, to keep the Witcher in a state of half-consciousness and thus incapable of any resistance, commencing studies. Then again, that would have worked, but there you go. I must hold off my planned experiments while I clear up the demolished portion of my laboratory. I set the bones in the forearm of one of my assistants. Set and administer a quadruple dose of milk to the Witcher. I have set the bones in the forearm of one of my assistants. Does that mean like the Witcher got angry? Subject shows incredible resistance to physical torture, only broke after the second day of intense labour. Moderately satisfactory results from the interrogation garnered information about Witcher training and the Cat School of Witchers in general. As expected, the Cat School Witchers are for the most part of elven stock. The school must have some tie to the elven race. Alright, okay. Dose of poppy, alright. Administer extract of cowbane and hemlock in typical representatives of the human and ain-shade species. Such a mixture provokes paralysis of the peripheral nervous system and eventually of the nerve endings as well. This results in muscular, skeletal, pulmonary and cardiac paralysis and ultimately death through suffocation. The Witcher is not, however, a typical representative of any species, though the poison did seem to cause some mild irritation in his nervous system. His mutated body quickly managed to neutralise the harmful alkaloids. In a matter of hours, all symptoms of the poison I administered had vanished. Oh, wow. Stinging him with a sea wasp toxin did not provoke the expected results. In order to strengthen the toxin's effect, I have poured ethanol alcohol into his wounds. His nervous system seems to be immune. Well, he's not having a good day, this guy, is he? 26. The subject had been tortured, poisoned, burnt, frozen, starved and dehydrated. Despite all of his body continues to function. He eats and drinks by himself, moves about his cell on his own, and is able to articulate simple words. Conclusion. As I suspected, the Witcher is a superb energumen. A demon trapped in such an excellently prepared body will become death incarnate, vengeful wrath made flesh, and placed at my command. No one has succeeded in creating being of such power since the times of Malspin and Ulcer. So basically he brainwashed it, is essentially what he done. Okay. Well,
gotta tell me, how'd you wind up owning this establishment?
You'll never believe this. I inherited it from none other than Alonzo Wiley, Whoreson Sr. himself.
You're right, I don't believe it.
Alonzo ruled the local underworld with an iron fist, but deep down, he was a romantic, pure as they come. This place is one of the reasons his son's not my biggest fan. See, Cyprian Jr., that is, wanted to make this a brothel, but the Rosemary went to me, and I planned to turn it into the most elegant venue in town, a den of art and culture.
How'd you and Priscilla meet?
It was at the court of Duke Harold, the annual balladry contest. We faced off in the fight.
Who won?
I don't remember.
I bet. Probably lost and you don't want to admit it.
Actually, she'd caught my eye, so I let her win. I was counting on getting a prize after the contest.
And? Did you?
That, my friend, is not your concern.
Got a portrait of Hierarch Hemmelford I'm willing to part with. Want it?
Yes, those halfling painters. This one of theirs? Wonderful. I put this up at the Rosemary and Thyme. It'll make those temple guard inspections so much easier.
Ran into Molly. She says hello.
Molly? Which Molly?
One you promised to show your butterfly collection to.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
Butterfly collection? You of all people could stand to be a little more inventive.
Molly didn't need inventive. She needed attentive. Average, run-of-the-mill girl. But give her a smile. Notice her shoes. Let her chat about them a bit. And she'd turn into a wellspring of passion.
See you, Dandelion. What's the matter?
Woodland spook done took me mare the other night, and there I were, so content the war had spared her.
A woodland spook?
Aye, as me forefathers told it. Comes at midnight, sprinkles blood on your threshold so as none'll wake, then it steals. Would you search out me mare for me? Chat with the wood dweller, perchance he'll give her back.
Horses disappear around here often?
Nay, sir. Not many horses at all these days. Soldiers took all that didn't die. But me neighbour had a steed. Then 2 nights passed, whoosh! Spook took him. Times passed. 'Twere maybe a cow getting milked at night or a hen nipped here or there. But now...
Interesting. How much will you give me if I find your horse?
Give ye a 5th of vodka. Sound all right?
It'd sound fine if you changed that 5th to 5, then added jugs at the end, then offered me the equivalent in crowns.
Well, fine. Have it your way. Just bring her back. She's a grey mare, mind you. None too large.
Even spooks leave tracks. Let me look around, see if I can find some. Drops of blood. Had my doubts. Definitely came through here.
No closer. Nothing here for you, Vatgern.
Need that many horses? Your light brigade planning to charge straight into Radovid's camp?
We need them to transport the wounded.
Uh-huh. Local peasants must have charged you a bundle for them.
If we could afford to purchase horses, we would not be starving.
Gotta take one of the horses back to its owner.
You sound certain, but should you be? What now? Will you kill what remains of our unit for one old nag?
You'll give it to me, willingly.
Take one horse. That I'll allow. If you've a contract on our lives, you need only wait.
I'm watching you.
Our own soon.
What say you, sir?
This your mare?
Aye, I'd recognise her anywhere. Come on, Jumper. You've got some explaining to do. Where'd you wander off to, anyway? And here's yours, sir, as agreed.
Thanks. So long.
Go for the horse eyes! Conjure it! Bastards, conjure it! Gonna kill ya!
Yeah, the guy got stabbed by his own guy.
Pathetic.
You see the guy got stabbed by his own thing. That is brilliant. Bandits naughty. They say you can't catch an elf in the woods. Oh, you can, in fact. You just got to try real hard. We've got living proof in our camp, a Scullatail archer. I thought we'd eliminated all those fairmen after the last Nilfgaardian war, but it seems we missed some. I'd rather hang the long ears right off. Well, maybe after a couple of days of torture, but still, hanging's what he needs. Thing is, Kula says as long as we have him alive in our camp, the other squirrels won't attack us. Out of fear, we'd kill him before they could stop us. Well, they're all kind of archers, so I don't know. I listened to his advice, and so far I don't regret it. Used to be an arrow to come flying towards your arse every 2 steps, now it's dead quiet. The elf stays calm, doesn't eat much, and when you got some vodka in him, he even sings in that language of theirs. Pretty good too. Bolel Duan, April Evian, or something like that. Must be about flowers, sunshine. Pretty much it says bullshit or shit or something like that. He's definitely not saying nice things about you if that's what he thinks.
If you even think to help elves in these times, I'd be amiss not to reward you, Vatgern. Find me in the camp nearby. I shall have something for you.